The creator director from Stadia thinks streamers and creators should pay developers and publishers if they want to make content with their games. This is why I see a lack of creativity from a lot of companies. They put these idiots in charge, they overpay them, then they get mad and start to blame other things for their fails. Nintendo already did this, you idiot. Is it so hard to learn from the past? How about work harder at that shitty Stadia platform instead of staying on social media all day doing nothing productive? In the past, I had no idea Nintendo had so many fun games because they were greedy. They wanted to milk the content creators as much as possible, and very few made content for their games. After they realized that they are idiots, they ended the creators program. That's when I started seeing more of their games and started buying their console and games. Fall Guys. Even if I had it for free with my PlayStation Network subscription, I never was interested in playing that game until I saw so many content creators playing it. Cuphead is another game that I have just because I saw some videos on YouTube. Genshin Impact, a game that I would never try if I didn't see people playing it online. I have a very long list of games that I own and I will buy in the future because I saw content creators make a video for it. I never knew that Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild can be so fun until I saw a video showing some advanced skills that you can do in the game. That made me want to buy a Nintendo Switch just so I can do all that fun stuff. I never wanted to try Days Gone because I never liked Sony's trailers. Some content creators made some videos with the game and I ended up buying the game and replaying the game at least 2 times. Ghost of Tsushima, another game that I was sure it will be garbage from the trailers and whatever the publishers showed about the game. But I only started to want the game after I saw some content creators play it and saw that the game is actually pretty fun. Dragon Quest Builders 2 on Steam had many bad reviews because the game remained stuck during the loading screen. I tried the demo, it was the first part that is very boring and I ended up stuck during the loading screen. I didn't want to buy and play the game ever. Guess what? I saw a video on YouTube that talked about the bad stuff but also showed how many improvements the game has. Now I want to buy the game and if I don't find a way to fix it on PC, I will buy it for the Nintendo Switch. So the demo doesn't show me how good the game is. I even had a game breaking bug. It was no way I would buy a game as bad as that. But because of a content creator, now the company has a new buyer. Even if they failed so much with the demo. I can give you even more proof, but I think I made my point. The developers of Overcooked even say that it's okay to use video footage and screenshot of their game. How about if they said that it's not okay to use it or to pay them? Do you think we will see so many videos on the internet and so many would end up loving the game? I own Overcooked 1 and Overcooked 2 with all the DLCs. So I think they made a good decision with letting people use their footage and screenshots. So, content creators make free advertisement for the gaming companies and they make money from those videos. Why would they make content for a video game if they had to pay money for it? Many aren't even monetized, so they will end up paying money and do marketing for the game? Why would anybody want that? And what if they want to do a bad review? Clearly, that will never be possible because they have a contract or something like that. It's not like they stream a movie or a song. That I understand. Why would I pay for a movie that I already saw? But games, even ones that don't have that much gameplay, I still want to play it for myself if it's something I like. Beyond Two Souls is a game that doesn't have that much gameplay, but I played it even if I saw at least half of the game on YouTube. Developers and publishers should pay content creators to play their games because that's how people will know that their games exist. Think about how many use adblock or skip ads. Now think how many will stay and watch a game all day because their favorite content creator just uploaded or live streamed that game. Do you know what, Alex? It's fine by me if some developers do that. That way, players will see how greedy the developers are and stop buying their games. But support the ones that don't do something stupid like that. If Stadia has people like you in charge, now I understand why it failed so badly. All of this started with Alex saying streamers worried about getting their content pulled because they used music they didn't pay for should be more worried by the fact that they're streaming games that they didn't pay for as well. It's all gone as soon as publishers decide to enforce it. I can see his point here. If you hear a song all the time during a stream or a video, would you still want to buy that song or listen to it on your own? For me, there are some songs that I heard in some memes, games, videos, and streams that I then started to search for it to add it to my library. The music industry, the soccer industry, I used to watch soccer until they started to block content unless you use their platforms. I still watch it on TV even if I saw a random soccer video cut from a soccer game. But now I don't watch any soccer and I don't care about it anymore. The music industry had songs blocked for my country and they blocked people for using even a few seconds of that song. Now I don't really listen to any songs anymore and I don't really buy any new songs. I know there are people who abuse the copyrighted content, but starting to block everything, even for a few seconds of music, is a little too much for me. Even so, music is not the same thing as games. If I see someone defeat a monster in Dark Souls, is not the same feeling if I manage to defeat the same monster. If someone makes 3 stars at Overcooked, is not the same when I finally get 3 stars at Overcooked. I still have to play the game even if I already saw how the game is. I stopped listening to music for some time. Yeah, I still have a few songs that I know from games or from the old albums that I own, but I ended up replacing music with podcasts. Now, no money goes to the music industry and most of it goes to the gaming industry. For me, seeing content creators and streamers playing games made me want to spend money on games. Censoring all kind of music made me stop caring about music. I go to stand-up comedy, Comic Con, or buy games and play with friends instead of going to a music concert or buying music. For me, I think the music industry is failing and it could grow 10 times overnight if they stopped with all the greed. Just stop the ones who abuse the copyright, like putting the whole song without any commentary or adding any kind of creative editing. I know that the music industry will never want to give up some control over their music. Only because of the streaming platforms the music industry started growing again. But for how long? Just like Netflix, people pay for a subscription to a streaming platform and they have all the music there to use without ads or something like that. A very small number of people actually buy an album or a song. The gaming industry tries the same thing, especially with the Xbox Pass, PlayStation Now, Stadia. I'm not sure if this will work in the future because when it comes to games, I still want to buy the games that I want to own. I don't really want a subscription to have all of them because I usually end up playing a very small number of games per year. And what if the streaming platform decides to sell a game that I like to another streaming platform? A song or a movie doesn't have save files, but a game does. Will I lose all my gaming progress? Or what if a game that I love is on a streaming platform and another is on another streaming platform? I have to pay for 2 different streaming platforms if I want to play both games, or play one game until I'm bored, then subscribe to the other streaming platform? I may have a subscription to play some games that I don't want to own, but most of the games that I love, I also want to own, especially with the censorship that some gaming companies are starting to add to their games. What will stop them from banning a game or cutting part of a game because somebody is offended? That way, if I own it on a disc or something like that, it will be harder for them to do that. Anyway, what I want to say is that you still need to play a game for yourself. If I watch somebody play it, I will not have the same experience. Music or movies is a different story, but even so, some memes and cuts from a song or movie can make you want to see it or listen to it even more. It depends on the movie industry if they want memes to be made out of them, and on the music industry if they want people to use a few seconds of a song or even the whole song for a video or stream. At least in the music industry, I think they can ask for part of the revenue or a tax if somebody wants to use their song. That way, the content creators or streamers can use the song to make their streams or video game more interesting, and the music industry can make music and promote a song because I don't need to play a song by myself to have a different experience unless I want to hear it at a party and when I want to hear it, not when the streamer wants to add it. But a game is different. I watch it, it's a Gundam Play Wasteland 3. I had no idea about the game, and because of him, I know that the game exists. Now I want to buy the game, even if I saw him play it. I still want to have my own experience with the game. I think a lot of people like Alex don't know that the world is changing. More people are starting to care more about a content creator or a streamer than they care about a movie star or a movie company. At the same time, I get that some streamers and content creators think they have more power and influence than they actually have. They think just because they are a big streamer, they should get free stuff and companies should be happy that they are using their products. The music industry or other companies, I understand that it's different. It's a gray area. But when it comes to the gaming industry, I think a gaming company has more to win than to lose when somebody is streaming a game. I think a game is far more interesting the more people you see playing it. So I think we need more creative directors that think more freely, that are more creative, and less creative directors like Alex. Because yeah, he his mentality, his ideas are kind of expired for this age. I understand his point about streamers using copyrighted music, but it's still not the same thing as games. I mean, if he played games, he would know. But I don't think he plays games.
Listen, buddy, just because Stadia flopped doesn't mean you have to take it out on us.